Are you still cutting your cardstock with scissors? Hi, I'm Suzanne Hyren from Mimi Papyrus. This week's tip is about the Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer. I want to show you all its features and benefits. Let's get started. This week I wanted to teach you a little bit more about the paper trimmer. If you're a beginner crafter and you've been using scissors, the Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer is a game changer. So let's look at some of its features. So it has two blades. The light gray one is to score your paper, and the dark gray one is to cut your paper. And as you can see, they move out of the way. So if you're not using your score blade, you can move it out of the way and place your paper without it interfering with anything. Same thing for the cutting blade, which is really handy because you don't want to mix them up and cut a paper you meant to score. So, as a little tip, get in the habit to lift it from the top here. It has a locking mechanism so that your paper won't move once you have it in. And as you can see, there's a little lip here to place your paper. I'll show you very solidly and straight on the board. And then you move your scoring blade out of the way and you just lightly press your cutting blade. And look at that, you have this really neat cut on your cardstock. So also the measurements are in centimeters and inches. So if wherever you are in the world, you can have the measurements that you need. In addition, you have this handle that comes out so that you can cut your paper up to 17 inches or 43 centimeters. So that's a wonderful addition. It's at the same height as the rest of your board. Now, when you buy the board, there's a film on top to protect the surface. You can choose to remove it or keep it as long as you want. That's an option. I've removed mine after a while and it's still in really, really good shape. You can wipe it off, erase it, and it's still really just like new. Now the cutting blades are designed to last. You can cut 3 pieces of thin basic white paper or designer series paper, or 2 thicknesses of cardstock at a time. So let me show you that. So we'll have 2 layers of cardstock, and I want to measure and get it at 3 inches. So I line it up here, and that little lip will keep it solidly in place. Then I recommend using the cutting blade from the bottom to the top, like this. And now you have your cut in 2 thicknesses of the cardstock. So there's also a lip. If you fold this over, there's also a lip on the side here that will allow you to cut your designer series paper at 6 inches. So for example, if I want 6 inches and I want to cut a 12 by 12 piece, you just line it up with the lip on the side and use your blade to cut the paper, and you'll have your 6 by 6 automatically done. No fuss, no muss. When it comes to scoring, you want to score 1 piece at a time. So let's put this cutting blade to the bottom and let's score this piece of cardstock. So lock the mechanism and take the scoring blade, and you have this nice fold ready to press down on. So that's your scoring tool. And to maintain it, you can use a little bit of rubbing alcohol and a baby wipe or one of those little alcohol pads, and just run it through this line here to keep it clean. If you need to change your blade, which doesn't happen very often because they last a really long time, there's a little space right down here. It's hard to see, but you can lift it when you get to that space. Lift the blade out. Be careful not to touch the blade, because even if your blade is used, it's still very, very sharp. And then you put in the new blade in the same little spot here. That's it. Oh, and there's a little bonus here, is this little hole that allows you to hang it up on the wall. So keep it handy and doesn't take a lot of space. It also has these feet on the bottom to keep it nice and solidly positioned on your work surface. I hope you enjoyed this tip, and I hope you'll make the paper cutter one of your favorite tools. Thanks for being here.